Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And this morning, we'll be talking about more and ending this week on retirement. This week, I've been very heavy on retirement. I think it's one of the most overlooked portions of our financial savings. Now, some people may think that financially independent, retire early, also known as FIRE, in accordance with the F.I.R.E movement, is essentially unattainable because of the amount of money that you need to save in order to save and retire early. The F.I.R.E movement, financially independent and retire early. So we know there's a lot of benefits to retirement. Again, I want to just end this week off when we start referring to retirement. It seems as though that nobody is talking about retirement, that nobody's really thinking about retirement. But ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be 50 and 60s and 70. You're going to live a very long and healthy and prosperous life. So in order to support yourself in your elderly years, these are some of the things that you should be thinking of. As we look at these things in your retirement, no matter the age you retire at, it gives you a lot of flexibility, but there's also some added cost in retiring. We look at the amount of time that you'll be spending with your granddaughter and your grandson and your son or your daughter with their kids, and just those really special times that you can't get back before all the years of work you have had. So let's talk about it. FIRE movement. Financially independent, retiring early. Now, we understand that the goal is to save and invest aggressively, but the point is this. Some people may seem this very unattainable because you have to save anywhere between 50 to 75% of your income so you can retire in your 30s and 40s. Now, can you imagine you retiring at the age of 40? Can you imagine that you're retiring at the age of 30 now? Some of you are like, well, I'm already in my mid-30s. My late 30s, and so there's a possibility that you can even retire in your 50s. And you're ordering, how do people do this? In order to stock away the amount of money that you need to invest, the amount of money that you need to save, there's a lot of things that you can do to prepare yourself to retire early. Or if you're on the end spectrum of your age, meaning you're in your 40s or close to your 50s, at least trying to retire around at the age of 62. Now, first and foremost, everything needs to start off with a dream and followed by a plan. So start dreaming and start planning for retirement. Now, I'm just using the FIRE movement as an example, as a correlating factor that you guys can use as a trajectory in order for you to really get to saving and investing, and with the mindset of all the benefits of retirement. And then, of course, one of the benefits of retirement is your Social Security that people told you that you want to receive, that people, thousands, if not millions of Americans are receiving Social Security checks, or in this day and age, direct deposits. Now, the best thing about FIRE movement that is getting your younger workers to start thinking about retirement. It's really getting you to think that. Now, 41% of Americans have tried to figure out their retirement saving needs. It's really not that hard. It's just really sitting down with your budget and having some projection numbers. That's all it really is. I mean, I know you're like trying to aim for a target with a blindfold on, like how much do I make after taxes? How much do I make before taxes? Should I invest or match points with my 401k? Should I invest in a traditional IRA? Should I do some side investing, emergency fund, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? It can get overwhelming. Oh yeah, I know. It can get overwhelming. But family, do not let this deter you. Good morning, Jermaine Anderson. Now, I know this is going to be difficult, the very next thing I'm going to say, because the day and age we live in with social media and marketing and advertisement, it makes you seem as though you need everything that they present to you. But find ways to keep your expenses low. Find ways not to spend your money. I know. You're trying to find ways to spend your money because you're like, hey, man, you can't take this when you go. Yeah, but it looks like we're going to live a very long time, more so than we have before. Now, the FIRE followers take the time to look at where their money is going. Where's your money going? Looking over your budget, looking over your statements. Where is most of your money going? Is it going to get coffee in the morning? Is it out lunch at work? Is it small gadgets? Is it trinkets? Is it hair appointments, nail appointments? Is it massages? We all have our vices that we feel as though that we cannot live without. And I'm not telling you to live without it. I am telling you to limit it. Guys, if you buy a pair of tennis shoes every month, how about try to stretch those out to every 2 months? And then put that savings in an investment account or savings account. Ladies, I know you love getting your nails done. You love getting your hair done. You like taking care of yourself. I understand that. Instead of getting your nails done every 2 or 4 weeks, try to stretch it out to 6 or 8 weeks. There's these little things that you can really just make very small changes to that does not disrupt your life, that can put large savings in your bank account and multiply exponentially in your investments account. See, we really have to define our wants and needs. Oh, yeah. I want that BMW 7 Series, but I only really need that Honda Sport. If you get my drift, right? I really need that 7 Series, but I want that Honda Accord Sport. That's how you have to change it out in your mind. But the one thing you have to have is a budget. I don't care what you guys are doing in life. You need a budget. I've been preaching and teaching and stumping and standing 10 toes down on this. Ladies and gentlemen, you need a budget. If you don't have a budget, you are walking around financially blind and financially stupid. Now, saving a few dollars here and there really adds up over time, as we know it. But you have to have discipline to slash unnecessary expenses out of your budget. And of course, we know that equals to extra money you can save and invest, which will help you to retire early. I don't care if you like your job or not. We cannot predict the future on family. We cannot predict the future on friends, and we cannot predict the future on your health. Because I know me and my wife, we wake up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday mornings, and we work out anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. But that does not mean that we may not have bad health as we get older. But it does increase the chances of us living a long and healthy life. Now, and I know the next one may be difficult for some because you may not like your current profession, your current job, your current industry, your current sector of work. But you may need to look for ways to boost your income, because this is the most powerful tool that you can use in order to retire early, especially if you want to retire early or even retire on time. And I get it. You're probably on a career path that leads to 6 figures and you don't want to change your trajectory, and that's perfectly fine. But it's always good, as I've been, again, beating my drum on a side hustle, turning a very small business on nights and weekends. Could be doing Uber, Lyft, delivering pizzas, maybe buying a rental property or selling rental properties, or real estate agent, whatever it may be to help your life. It could be a huge role in you gaining this money in time for investments. Now, if you truly want to retire early, you have to save and invest. There's no ifs and buts about it. If you are spending more than you're saving, then you have already lost the battle. You have to change your brain chemistry. You have to change your routine. You have to change the way you're going about things. It's absolutely, positively not going to work for you. It's not. It's not. If you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, if you're trying to keep up with the Migos, if you're trying to look fresh and fit and trying to just stay with the trends, we got the trends, like whatever it may be, stop it. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it to retirement this age. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 43 years of age and I'm retired. Ding, 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 ding. Financially independent, retiring early. Yep, 30s and 40s. But see, here's some good news. You don't have to save half your income to reach your retirement goals. You don't. But that's one of the elements of FIRE, that you have to really save anywhere from 50 to 75% of the amount of money you make. But as I've been telling you guys this for years, if you start to invest right now and start investing around 15% into a tax advantage retirement savings account like a 401k or a Roth IRA, you get to this point a lot quicker. You get to this point a lot sooner. See, the key is to get into a regular habit of saving and investing in every single month. It's kind of like when you deduct certain amount and allocate certain amounts of money into a fund, whether it be a savings account, a vacation account, an investment account, you get used to the amount of money you have coming into your bank account. This is the key. To really start having things automatically coming out your bank account, use current day technology in order to help you get to the goals you want to reach. Because I can tell you this, after you knock out some of your other money goals, like paying off your mortgage and your car, and you start to invest more aggressively, 15%, and it goes to 50% of your income. Wow. I know it's rough, family. I know it's rough. You can't even imagine saving 50% or investing 50% of your income. That's asinine. That's crazy. That's poppycock. I mean, it's not even fathom to even think that you can save, especially if you're making $4,000 a month and you're telling me you expect me to save 50% of $4,000, $2,000 a month. What in the hell am I going to live off of? Well, if you want to retire on time, if you want to retire in your 50s or 40s and 30s, then guess what? You will make that sacrifice. You will make that change. Because some of us, we don't have time to waste, right? We're now start getting our senses about us. We start coming more financially mature. We're in our 30s and we're in our 40s. Like, well, when I look in the bank account, I got a couple of thousand. And when I'm talking about a couple of thousand, I don't mean a couple of 100,000. I mean like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I'm not even prepared to take a vacation, let alone retire. But I want you to think about something. No matter what kind of career or salary you have right now, do not fall for the myth that you need a high-paying job to build money and wealth in order for you to enjoy a worry-free retirement. Anyone can become a millionaire. It just takes a little bit of time. It takes some discipline. It takes some savings. It takes some investments. And I've given you that information right here on Financial Literacy 101. Because we understand that you must learn money, and in doing so, you have to be inspired. Now, one of the first big barriers to this whole FIRE movement or retiring on time is how to pretty much cut down your current lifestyle. How are you going to go about that? How are you going to essentially trim the fat? Well, one of the ways you can do this is one or two ways. You can use the Dave Ramsey way of don't mess with credit cards. Just simply do not have credit cards. You don't have the willpower. You don't have the discipline. You don't know the knowledge of how to effectively use credit cards for your gain. Do not mess, do not deal, do not have, do not spend, do not utilize credit cards at all if you don't have that discipline within you. And then the other side is kind of like what I do. I have maybe about 5 or 6 credit cards, and out of those 6 credit cards, 5 of them have zero balance, and 1 I use regularly to build air flight points. So when I take all these vacations I've been telling you guys about, I'm using those points from my American Express Delta Sky card, right? Groceries, mortgage, anything I can pay with my credit card, that particular credit card, I do so to obtain those flight miles. And I've learned this from a lot of retirees. They're like, yeah, I just get credit cards. I spend my regular bills on it. You know, you got your utility bills, your gas bill, electric bill, water bill, things that are associated with your house that comes out every month, and you accumulate all these hundreds of thousands of miles, and you get a lot of places to fly free, or I upgrade my flights to first class. And man, we understand that first class is overrated. First class is overpriced, but man, first class is absolutely comfortable. I'm just telling you the truth. But yeah, you don't have to mess with credit cards in order to do so. But if you know yourself better than I. Either you have the discipline to deal with credit cards and be effective, or you don't. So that's your choice right there. Now, we have to understand that some people have the mindset that they want to retire early because they hate their job. But let me tell you this. only 34% of American workers actually say they're actively engaged at work, meaning they're the only people who are liking their job. I mean, it really, it makes me wonder that a growing number of people are dreaming about leaving their workplace altogether. That means like 70% of people are just dreaming about leaving their job, or the day they can just like, you know what, F this, I'm not coming in no more. To me, that means there's a deeper problem that lies beneath the surface, and FIRE, retirement, isn't going to solve it. I mean, if you hate your job, you don't need FIRE. You really need is a new career path. You need a new job. You need a new industry. You need something new. Okay, so you might want to look into that as well, because the roadmap to early retirement, whether your goal is to retire at age 62, 65, or 35, you need a plan. You have to know how much money you need to have to save in order to retire when you want, and how much you need to save each month to get there. Now, I told a lot of you guys that you need at least $2 million in order to shave off 10 or 5% a year in order for you to retire. Now, people are using the same methods right now. And as I told you on Wednesday, I believe that those index funds, those ETF funds, and those bonds are the way that you can get there more constantly and more steadily, other than putting your money into volatile stocks that will greatly decrease in the down market. Now, index funds, ETF, and bonds, they may go down in a down market, but not as much as those volatile individual stocks. Then, of course, we have to even think about life insurance. And we're going to get there. We're going to talk about some things that, as you get older, become more and more expensive because your body, unfortunately, because of age, is breaking down. Now, here's something that's unpopular that should be the most popular thing in you guys' financial portfolio, is getting out of debt and finish your emergency fund. Some of us are so heavily in debt and we're not attacking it aggressively because we don't want to change our lifestyle, right? And again, it doesn't mean that it has to do with fashion. It could be eating out too much. It could be trying to live lavishly in a large home and luxury furniture or clothes or activities and vacations. All of these things can hurt your bottom line. Because listen, that is holding back millions of Americans, millions of young people, and it's stopping you and preventing you from investing and saving the amount that you should, so you can retire on time, so you can retire early. You have to be focused. You have to be disciplined. Chop up those credit cards if that's killing your pocket and you don't know how to efficiently, effectively use them. And kick all of these people out of your life. Kick American Express out. Kick Visa out. Kick MasterCard and Discover Card out if you can't use those effectively. And start working and getting out of debt. You don't need a new car every 2 to 3 years. That's right. Go ahead and get you a Hyundai Sonata, a Honda Accord, and ride it till the wheels fall off. Because at the end of the day, if you can get you from A to Z, you're good to go. Now, after you're debt free and before you start investing for retirement, it's time to build up your emergency fund. Let me say it again. After you are debt free and before you start investing for retirement, you need to build up an emergency fund. Because when you have enough money in your savings account to cover anywhere from 3 to 6 and 9 months of your expenses, you won't have to worry about a broken air conditioner, a flat tire derailing your investment plan, a bad HVAC system. I hope you got a house warranty with that. But nonetheless, there's a lot of things that you can really stop from hurting your bottom line. And that's what it's about. Your bottom line is your retirement, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know, now you know. Now, let's get into investing 15% into a tax advantage retirement account. Because here's the fun part. Start saving for retirement. Start saving for retirement. I'm beating the drum. I'm standing 10 toes down on this because, family, I don't want you to be left out in the cold. I don't want you to be homeless. I don't want you to be struggling. And sure, for instance, I do not want you to be a damn Walmart greeter at the age of 60. Do not want you guys to be a Walmart greeter. No. Do not want you guys to be. So Let's begin by saving 15% of your gross income every month in retirement plans. That's mean before taxes. And hopefully one of your organizations, your companies, or even your own business, maybe you have a 401k plan where you're matching anywhere from 3 to 5% or 50% of the amount of money that you can put in your 401k and also your Roth IRA. Now, I've given many videos off the time if your company do not offer these things, that there's individual companies that you can go out and start investing and saving within a Roth IRA or 401k. But we have to be sure to invest your retirement money in those index funds and those ETF funds with a good and great track record. See, this takes a little bit of work. And that's okay. You have the time. 5 to 10 minutes a day researching an index or ETF or even a bond will pay off in the long run, I assure you. Here's another thing. How can we start maximizing our money each and every day, paying off your mortgage early? Oh, yeah. See, when you're investing and you're really getting intense about paying off your home early, this is a huge goal that's going to give you momentum toward your early retirement. I really want you to think about that. How much more money would you be able to save for retirement if you didn't have a house payment? What could you do if you were completely debt-free with a paid-for house? Can we think about that for a second? Some of you guys can actually pay off your house in 15 years. Yeah, you can actually own your home in 15 years or 10 years. So let's take, for instance, right? I want to get into square footage and all that. But let's just take, for instance, your house mortgage is around $1,800. And at the end of all your monthly expenses, putting money in your emergency fund, your savings, you have around $500 to play with. I will probably take half of that $500 and add on to my mortgage and say, please add this to the principal. So you knock the head off the dragon. Yeah, any extra money that you have paying on your mortgage, you are knocking the head off the dragon of that principal and making that loan a lot shorter than it normally would. See, if you guys are just paying more and more and more into your mortgage regular payments, you're not knocking the head off the dragon, you're just paying more into the mortgage payment. You say, well, that doesn't make sense, Ross, because if I'm paying more, I should be paying it off early. No, because interest, meaning the principal, works against you. So any extra cent, any extra dollar, you want to pay that towards the principal. So you knock off the amount of money that has been added by the principal and not by the simple loan itself. Let's go a little bit deeper about 15% and maxing out your retirement account. I mean, because let's just take, for instance, your house is paid for and you really don't have any debt to speak of. You can really start to make some headway on retiring early or retiring on time. This is where investing 50% of your income for retirement could be possible. I mean, go back to your 401k and your Roth IRA and max out your contributions, right? So in most cases, you won't be able to withdraw money from your 401k or IRA without facing an early withdrawal penalty until the age of what? 59 and a half. That's right. You can start taking out money, your 401k and your IRA at the age of 59 and a half without penalty. Any time before, any age before, there is a small penalty that you guys need to look into. But with a traditional 401k, you'll not only have to pay income taxes, and that's why you never really hear me preaching about traditional 401ks, more like Roth IRAs, that you pay income taxes when you take out the money. Because we understand that good old Uncle Sam, they take out another 10% on top of that. So that's why you should not be messing with a traditional 401k. And some people are like, oh, well, tax laws change and traditional 401ks can be good. Nah. Roth 401k, pre-tax my account. So I know exactly how much money I have when I take it out. Roth IRA, Roth 401k. Doesn't matter. Roth, okay? So when we're talking about these things and we're building a bridge and you open up a taxable investment account, let's just say you want to retire at the age of 55. That means you need to have enough money in your bridge account to last about 41 and a half years. So if you expect to live off $50,000 each year in retirement, your goal should have to be at least $225,000 in your bridge account by the time you turn 55 years of age. Now, once you max out your 401k and your IRA, you can open up a brokerage account, also known as a taxable investment account, because they're going to tax it, to serve as your bridge account. Now, when we look at these things, you can take out money anytime you like. There are no contribution limits. You can open an account through a brokerage firm and invest in mutual funds. So there's so many ways, family, so many ways that you guys can be ready for retirement and actually retire. Now, I told this before on a couple of my other videos that we understand that the average retirement ages differ from 62, 65, and 67. And I want to get on the health piece very quickly because we understand that one of the most daunting things in the Black community is that we don't take care of ourselves like we should be. We really should. And that's why a lot of us are, our Black women are dying. Life expectancy is at 76 years of age. And our Black men, life expectancy is 69. And family, we have to do a lot better than that. So overall, our life expectancy as a race is 73 years of age. We have to think about this very, very closely because we're doing all these things for retirement and we're not going to even be around to actually enjoy it. We're not, come on, family. We're not going to be around to enjoy all this good money that we're actually trying to save. What can we do? What about your brothers and sisters, your sons and daughters? You're going to be a grandma and grandpa. Because we understand as you get older, not only do your life insurance premiums rise, but also the many prescriptions that you may have rise as well. We have to look at that as well, right, family? Because these are a lot of things that are going to affect the amount of money that you've been trying to save over the course of time. So there you have it. Last but not least, when we're talking about health and wealth, exercise, getting out and walking and working out, we're to be safeguarding your money, all the different methodologies and strategies we covered here today. The stability of owning your own home in your latter years, really owning your own home, maintain a good standard of living. And then those precious and priceless times of spending time with your family, with your grandkids, with your son and daughter as they're becoming mature young men and women. Last but not least is your fun. The sooner you retire, the earlier you can start enjoying life. See, right now, you might love your job, you might like your job, you might just dealing with your job, and you take a vacation every here and there. But what if you just woke up with no obligations? What if you woke up and you could just turn on the TV for days on end? What if you could just get up and go to the driving range, hit a couple of balls across the field? What if you could just get up and take a drive around the neighborhood and feel the fresh air on your face? What if you can just go to your local coffee shop and read local news? What if you could have time to be part of your local governments and vote and present stuff to the board? I mean, I don't know. The possibilities of retiring early or retiring on time are endless. Because I would like to believe at the age 60, I will still be in good health. May not be in the greatest health, but I'll be in good health. Right? My wife and I, we have a really good team. We get up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Fridays and Saturdays, and we work out anywhere from 45 to an hour and a half. And it's been working out. I feel better. I don't have any aches and pains. You get your joints and bones going and blood flowing. Family, I want you to have fun. If you notice, every now and again, I tell you guys, you got to take a vacation. You got to break up the monotony of your life. Sometimes you got to take a vacation with your kids. And let's just be real. You want to take a vacation without your kids. And sometimes you want to take a vacation without your significant other. You just want to be free. You just want to enjoy life and experience life on a different level without any or nobody. Take, for instance, my wife. She's taking a vacation here in June by herself. I said, go ahead, baby. Do your thing, girl. She deserves it. She's a hard worker. She supports me. She keeps the house together, the family together. I tell you, Black women, you're the greatest. You're the glue of it all. Without Black women, family, I don't know where we'd be. That's just me. That's just me. That's my conjecture. That's my time. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great and wonderful Friday as well as a great weekend. Tomorrow, I'm doing a 9-mile off-road mountain biking experience. Let's see if I survive. If not, you won't hear from me on Monday. I'm out.